What is going on, guys? Ancient Jarl back again with an in-depth overview of the god Freya. She can be played in many different positions, but today we're going to take a look at Freya in the jungle, and let's get right into the build. Starting off, Freya with Bumba's Mask in the jungle. Obviously, almost common sense, you get healed, you get mana back, it's a good pickup if you're jungling. Next is Shoes. Actually, you know what, maybe even. These two might be able to be interchangeable, but I would definitely go Shoes of Focus first, so that stacks your damage a little bit. So yeah, Shoes of Focus first because you want that cooldown on Freya's Pulse and her Radiate. That is a huge combo, does massive amounts of damage early game. And then into Hasten Fatalis to increase her attack speed so she can pump out those attacks, dealing more damage quicker. And then Demonic Grips for even faster attack speed, even more damage dealt. Polynomicon next, or Rod. It was a toss-up here for me because Polynomicon will be very limited in the amount of damage, but I guess if you have it, it'll deal, an extra, 60 and 50 plus, whatever else, whatever other her levels are. So she'll get about 110 magical power plus as she levels. By the time you get way back here, you're going to have quite a bit of gold and quite a bit of levels. So once you get about here, plus the 75 from that, so she'll probably have anywhere between 200 and 240 damage, magical power-wise, so she can be able to do that again with Polynomicon's proc. As you can see, using an ability gives the next basic attack within the next 5 seconds 100% of a magical power, so the next basic attack that Freya lands will deal, that 240 damage that I was talking about, or whatever it may be. And then Rod last because massive amounts of magical power. You could, like I said, you could definitely flip-flop it here, or late game even sell Bumbas and get Void Stone, or even not get a Demonic Grip and get a Void Stone because the chase down with Hasten Fatalis is great, so you want Hastened, but Void Stone is also a smart pickup, especially if you're a little behind, then you can build some defensive, or if you're ahead, then you can build a little defensive so they won't do as much damage and you can sit there and just kill them. Now into the active items. Fist of the Gods I chose here because you start off with your Hog to clear jungle camps, so that's a must-have. But Fist or Hog 3, it really depends, depending on if your tank's not smart enough to get a Hog 3, then you go ahead and rock Fist of the Gods, and then you go ahead and get Purification Beads, or Sprint also is a viable option on Freya. I see a lot of Sprints coming out for just about everybody nowadays, so look into that. Consumables, again, Wards are always good because now that you're a jungler, you can litter Wards all over the jungle, which is very smart. And then consumables, health, mana, anything like that. But actually, if you're starting out jungle, you're going to want to rock with a Potion of Magical Might as a Freya, so that's another thing you can do. But like I said, these are all preference and stuff like that, so there you go. Now we will head into her overview. She gets 77 health per level, 37 mana, very small amount of mana per level for a mage. Obviously using a majority of their damage is coming from their abilities, not their, and then range and speed, as you can see there, stay the same. Attacks per second. Actually, you know what? Never mind. I think quite a few other melee characters get this bonus too. So that's so-so. No magical protections gained, like most mages. I don't think gain magical protections, but they start out with a flat 30, which is pretty strong. And then physical protections, as you can see, stack from 2.8 each level, and then 0.52 and 0.39 MP5 and HP5. Damages, as you can see here, scales just about the norm, and no attack progressions. This is her, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, so I'll leave that up to you. We'll just call it Blessing. But her Blessing, or her passive, Freya's Necklace grants her additional magical lifesteal, or 15% lifesteal. So she has passive lifesteal is what Freya gets from her passive. Irradiate is a self-buff move. Freya activates a buff that makes her basic attacks do additional magical damage. This is what you want to upgrade in the jungle. It's not a bad idea to upgrade Pulse, but having a Radiate allows you to smack hard in the jungle when you're up in melee range of the camp, so always do that. Pulse allows her basic attacks to be ranged, as you can see there, dealing additional magical damage, slowing a target and all nearby enemies. The area of effect slow is lost when a Radiate is active. So you can pop your 1 and your 2 at the same time, which allows Freya to be so lethal. That is where a majority of her damage comes from. You pop that, you smack them, and then you use her ultimate, get up in the sky, and kill them. So, like I said, in the jungle, I would maybe upgrade this, but this is also a wise choice because the splash damage from it helps, and it provides a slow if somebody's trying to escape. With Haste and Fatalis, this is really good to just pop by itself, so it keeps them in place. Banish is her 3. It's a ground target ability. At the ground target location, Freya banishes her enemies into the air for a short time. The enemies can't be hit or take action while in the air, so they are just suspended and stuck in the air by this ability. It has a little bit of a cast time, so you have to lead people just a tad bit, not that much, not that much at all, but you just a little bit. You have to lead them just a little bit, and then it'll send them up into the air. And as you can see, there's the progressions of Banish: 1, 125, 1-5, 175, and 2 seconds. Valkyrie's Discretion is an extremely powerful ultimate. Freya uses her Cloak of Feathers to fly above the battlefield, where she fires down blasts of magical damage up to 4 times while flying. Freya can't be hit, and when at full ascension, you can right-click to cancel it early. She cannot be hit, and she is CC immune when she pops up into her ultimate. However, it also, just like her Banish, it has a cast time. So when you're going up in the air, you can't just, it's not a blink. You can't teleport right up into the air. She jumps up and gets her wings, and then she's up in the air, and that's when she's immune. However, I've seen on stream that she can be hit since Poseidon's ultimate is so quote-unquote tall, the Kraken coming out of the water, that can still hit her in the air because it's a tall enough animation, and she still has a hitbox up in the air, but most abilities don't land that high. Poseidon's Whirlpool is 1, Tyr's Fearless, Nemesis is 2, and stuff like that. So, she cannot be hit by ground abilities, but I think Poseidon's ultimate can hit her even while she's in the air. And there's the cooldowns, and 4 blasts is the maximum. You cannot do more than 4 blasts, but it gets you out of all CC. You can hover over Odin's cage. You can just stuff like that. It's a good escape mechanism as well, so always be wary of that. Alright guys, that is my in-depth overview on the books. I will see you guys in some gameplay. What is going on, guys? Here I am in some gameplay with Freya. I got Freya in the jungle. We have a few good players on our team, but there's a little bit of BM going around before we started here, and it looks like, say, Aphrodite, Shibalanke in the duo. Nua, I would assume mid. Guan Yu in the jungle, I would guess here. Bombus Mask, oops, excuse me. And into this. What did that person say? Good thing I called jungle. I'm not going to say anything. We got some BM coming out from all the players here. So this might not be a very good game then. Because we got people just calling out that they're trolling, gonna troll right away, not... Looks like this is gonna be a bad game, ladies and gentlemen. I guess I could be wrong, but we'll see what happens. Let's see if... Oh, Changa did not... Go ahead and get this for... There was a baby right there. Oh my god, you got... Back off and let them get into this. I used a lot more mana than I wanted to right there. Oh, they got wards. There you go, get a little poke off, defend the middle lane. There we go. I'll feast off the mid lane XP. In fact, I'll go ahead and steal that too. Get the first part of boots here. Like I said, I don't know why I don't pop my pot. I just kind of spaced and I didn't want to lose it over in the solo lane. Chonga is hard to outpush early with Vamana, but he's be careful left. I will take this damage buff and I will go ahead and put another point into Pulse. I will level them evenly. A little bit of lag coming out here though, but it's still doing alright. Nice play. That's, like I said, Freya ultimate is... Go ahead and pick up a few pots here and a few wards. And I still have my magical potion. Be careful, middle. I hate when, that's a one problem with Freya to me, is her pulse hits funny like that. Pick up the speed buff here. Well, that's unfortunate. They did have one lever there, so that's going to put them pretty a nice chunk behind. But anyway, sorry for the silence. Just kind of focusing up. Just telling them to be careful because I know that their Vamana left, but it's still... They could have somebody rotate over and just drop her dead right away. But again, overall, so far, Freya, just play her like your any other standard jungler. I'm going to go ahead and get close before I start smacking this guy. Almost at the 10-minute mark here. My pot is just about gone. And we'll see, there might be a 10-minute surrender here, which will be unfortunate, but... Might be a surrender coming out here, we'll find out. We will find out shortly. Good pickups there. I mean, in the end, it's unfortunate that I died, but that Chunga's going to get a kill there. Good game. So overall, there you go. That's kind of how you play Freya. Just build into boots, build into Fatalis, and then let her buck. I mean, not much I could do there. I used my ultimate to kill mid lane, but I did juke his ultimate pretty good. So, but that's a basic Freya gameplay. I'm really basic. Sorry. GG. But yes. So go ahead and play Freya, not just like I did, but you know. So again, there it is. That's, you know, basic Freya. You just Bumba's Mask and then go into Boots of cooldown, because having her abilities on cooldowns is just excellent, and then go into Fatalis next because, you know, that's just helpful. If I want to quit early, though, that's kind of a large portion of why we got the win. Alright, like I said, our Ymir was BM. I wouldn't want to play with that guy again. But yes, anyway, there you have it, and I will see you guys in the next gameplay.